How are we all doing, guys, and welcome back to another instalment of our FIFA 19 Manchester City career mode. Thank you so much again for the support on the recent episode, and again, if you do enjoy this one, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on it, subscribe if you're new, and leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. But main comments are actually going to be transfer related ones in this episode, and I'll show you just exactly why. So as you can see by the calendar, as always, we've got 3 fixtures for you today, 3 in the Premier League. We've got Palace at home and 2 away games, starting off at Leicester, then away at St Mary's for Southampton. But it's actually our last 3 games of December, meaning next episode, not only are we kicking off with a massive game against Liverpool in the Premier League, but we're also kicking off the January transfer window. Now, we spoke about it at length in previous episodes, and I think you guys pretty much know the gist of what we're after right now. We need a third striker, like a backup striker, because currently we've only got Aguero and Jesus, and if we get an injury, we'll be left with one, and that could be a bad situation. So that's the one area that we definitely need to strengthen in. Goalkeeper-wise, Edison is fantastic, but we could do with a better understudy. We've, of course, currently got Bravo, but he's getting on a bit. Wouldn't mind seeing him at the club anyway, to be honest. Wouldn't mind getting someone in that's younger, fresher face and someone to understudy Edison. And then we're potentially now also looking at a centre-back, because if Company leaves, that would leave us a centre-back short as well. It's also been well pointed out that Walker and Danilo is fantastic as Walker is. Danilo could do with improving on as a backup, so perhaps a young understudy for him as well. So lots of options going on, and as we take a look at the transfer hub in just a second, you can see what exactly we've been eyeing up. Obviously, you guys know, if you've been watching the series so far as well, we've been trying to emphasise quite a lot on youth. You know, we've been using Foden a lot, we've been using Brahim Diaz a lot, we've bought in Frankie de Jong, we've bought in Toussaint, so a lot of emphasis on youth, and these are players that we're looking at. So for a third striker, we've currently got Timothy Weah and Mario Balotelli, and so many of you noticed actually that this guy is basically his contract's expiring in like 6 or 7 months, whatever it is, so we could get him on a free for next season, Balotelli, which I do think will be a good bit of business. So let me know your thoughts on that, you know, bringing him back, perhaps on a 2-year contract, something like that, just as a backup player more than anything. But Balotelli is a serious option. Looking in the other areas of the pitch, you know, we got Sterling and Mahrez. If we want someone younger to, you know, understudy Sterling, you know, Mahrez is 27, 28, we could be looking at Jadon Sancho, who a few people have mentioned because of his recent form in real life, obviously. Vinicius Jr., someone that someone commented on recently suggesting, so there's some options there as well. In terms of a goalkeeper, Lafont is a lot of people have mentioned. 19 years old, but he has only just this year moved to Fiorentina. Butland going down into the Championship, I think, is a more realistic one, although Lafont is a lot younger and, you know, just as good as Butland there. So Lafont could be someone we try for next season as well, potentially. Let me know your thoughts on that. And also, right back, someone suggested Mbabu was a more physical presence, 6 foot, you know, high medium work rates. Could he be an option? And also Wan-Bissaka, who actually has moved to Real Betis on his career mode. He is at Palace in real life, a young player that's also really impressive. We're still waiting to get skating reports back on a few of these players at the moment. But yeah, this is what we're looking at, and this realistically, guys, is your last chance to comment in the comment section down below thoughts for transfers before the window opens, which will be the next episode, of course. So don't be shy, leave your suggestions down below, otherwise you won't be able to influence the series, which is what I want you guys to do. I'd love it if you guys can sort of steer the team alongside myself into a direction that we think is the best. So with all of that being said from the introduction, guys, we're now heading into our first game of the episode back at the Etihad, where we're taking on Everton, a team that back in the day, you know, a few years ago, these would be a real bogey team for City. I remember I used to hate us when we played Everton because Team Cahill always used to score against us. Thankfully, since we've you know, become a better team, that's something that hasn't occurred quite as regularly, and hopefully we can secure all 3 points today. But let's take a look at the lineups. Starting off here, look, some statistics. Best home records, look at that. City, play date, 1-7, lost the 1. I can't remember who, in fact I do remember who we lost against. It was United, wasn't it? God damn it. So here is how we're going to line up for today's game. Edison in between the sticks, the familiar back 4 of Walker, Stones, Laporte and Mendy. Midfield 3 made up of De Bruyne, Fernandinho and David Silva, and a front 3 of Mahrez, Aguero and Sane. Full strength, other than the fact that Sterling is out injured, of course, and I fancy this team to get the job done. We did have to drop Bernardo because he was a little bit tired for this game, but here's how Everton are lining up. Stecklenburg in goal, kind of surprisingly. DeMarcus and Usonic in there in the back alongside Digne, Jagielka and Michael Keane. Holding midfield, we've got Schneiderlin and McCarthy, and then Walcott, Sigurdsson and Richarlison. behind Calvert-Lewin, surprisingly as well. So a little bit of an unusual Everton lineup there. A couple of players I didn't think Calvert-Lewin would be starting as we give away the ball straight away, and I didn't expect Stecklenburg to be in goal either. Edison, quick throw out there, getting Laporte on the front foot, finds David Silva, picks Ed Aguero. Looking for some options, and we've got one here in Kevin De Bruyne, and now we've got the run at the bottom of Mahrez to keep an eye on. I think he's just about stayed onside there. Going to drop it back inside to Aguero, top scorer in the Premier League as it stands. Gives it to De Bruyne. Oh, goes to De Bruyne's legs, but he just about recovers it. And then gets tackled. Bit lame, really. Although, he does win it back. Finds Aguero. Oh, it's a good save from Stecklenburg. Sane could get the rebound, not quite. And that's our best chance of the game so far. Good ball over the top. That one is, you know, to be fair, Schneidlin of all people getting forward. Not the most natural cross. Oh, flipping it. You know, he went in there. He nearly tripped up Calvert-Lewin from behind. Still gets the cross in there. And it's 1-0 to Everton. And it's Richarlison that's headed them into the lead. A player, actually. I'm surprised not many people have recommended for me to sign. It's someone that's sort of been a little bit on my radar. Not that we particularly need a winger, but Brazilian would fit in the contingency of our club. You know, we've got Edison, Fernandinho, Jesus, Danilo. Is he someone you think we should be looking at? He's certainly shown up here. Good header at the back stick. I think it's Walker there. He was always on the back foot trying to recover and get there first and couldn't. And Richarlison nods in for his 5th goal of the Premier League. Do you think he's someone that we should be looking at? Finds Aguero in the middle of the park. Could do with a couple of options. We do get one with David Silva. He plays it first on back across to Leroy Sane. Give me an option, somebody. Oh, wasn't the right option, was it? Where's the option? We've gone to Mahrez. Where's the option now? We've gone to David Silva. Knocked a bit wide for Sane, more wide than I'd like, but it does open up for him. It's a good save. It was on his weaker right foot. David Silva. Finds Aguero. Oh, he rides the challenge well, Aguero. Where's the option? Sane's coming in at the back stick. What a lovely ball that is. David Silva, what a miss. What a chance that is to bring it level. And in that moment as well, we're going to make a double change. Jesus and Foden coming on. We've taken off Fernandinho, put David Silva into a more deep line position. And Jesus has gone out wide, but what a chance. Silva should have made that 1-1. Laporte gives it back to Walker after his strong running. Jesus. Walker's still running. Lots of energy in those legs of Kyle Walker still to give, and he pulls it back to Jesus. What a chance this is. He knocks it on one. It's Phil Foden. Oh, it's off the crossbar. What a chance again. That first Man City goal is just not coming right now, is it, for Phil Foden? Look at this. Great effort across the keeper. Oh, underside of the bar. Walker. Can we get one more chance? It's the 89th minute. Ball over the top to Sane is the only real one here. 90th minute, 3 minutes added on. Can we get one last chance? It's Leroy Sane running at the defender. Is it a corner? Got to be a corner. It is. Come on. Last chance. Put it in the mixer. 91st minute. Oh, we don't get there, but I'll tell you what, it's not cleared yet. Stones does well to give it back to Sane. Pulls it back to Aguero. Still not over. De Bruyne. Oh, it's going to be a loss. Full-time whistle blows. It's Man City 0, Everton 1. Only the 2nd time this season we've failed to win at home. The other one being against United, obviously. And we paid the price for a poor first half performance. We ended up playing really well in the second half, but we couldn't quite find the net. And it was too little too late, realistically. But Everton there, really well in the first half they played. You can see statistically, perhaps deserved to get something out of the game, but only 3 shots on target out of the 9. Maybe what's cost us there. Hitting the woodwork a couple of times as well. Not to be, and that could be very costly in the league at the minute. Also wanted to take a quick look in this episode at the players running out of contract. There's not many, but there is one there that I do want to get sorted out. I mean, Company, ideally I would like to have kept him, but it looks like he's going to be going in January anyway, so I don't think I'm going to be offering him a new contract. That just looks the way it looks like it's the way it's going to be. It's really unfortunate. I'm not going to send him to a direct rival, but it looks like he's going. If you've watched the series up to now, you'll know all about that. This guy here, Nwakali, 65 rated at the age of 21, doesn't look too bad, but I'm not overly fussed about him either. And the same goes for Illich here, 68 rated. To be fair, actually, 68 rated at the age of 19. It's not too bad, but you know, it's at the end of the day, you've got to be top quality if you're getting in through our youth system. And one player that does seem to be top quality at the moment in the way that he's performed on the pitch as well as in his growth is Brahim Diaz, and we don't want to lose him, so we are definitely going to be offering him a new contract. So far so good. We've got him on a sporadic squad role, which is something that I'm very happy with. We have been playing him every now and then, as you guys know. 5-year contract length, which is ideal. He doesn't want a release clause. You can see here he wants 25 grand a week, signing on bonus of 230k, and appearance bonus of 120k if he makes 5 appearances. Well happy with that. Make sure we're keeping Diaz on board long term as well. Absolutely fantastic. I think I'm losing the plot, guys. I think I said at the start of the episode we were playing Palace, Leicester and Southampton today. It was, of course, we've just played Leicester. We've then got Palace and then we've got Leicester at the end. Southampton's going to be next episode, not in this episode, so forgive me for that. I think I was having a bit of a meltdown. Here we are then, guys, for the second game of today's episode, back at the Etihad, where we're taking on Crystal Palace, and where we need to bounce back from that very disappointing result against Everton, where first off, we simply were not good enough. We played right in the second half, but we were so slow to start. That, in my opinion, is what cost us in that game, and that's where Everton got their goal. We've made a slight couple of changes to the team here, one of which is a very big one. You can see the Premier League table here. I'm not quite sure why it's showing us the middle, which is nothing to do with... In fact, there you've got Crystal Palace staying in 12th there. I was going to say it's nothing to do with either team that's playing today, but Palace staying in 12th. Not bad for them, to be fair. I think I'd be happy with that, like a mid-table finish, certainly. I was going to say we've made a couple of changes. One is actually Brahim Diaz coming in, rewarding him for his new contract that he signed, and giving him his first start, I believe, in the Premier League, coming in on that right-hand side for Mahrez, who's a little bit tired. Of course, he's been really holding that position down since Sterling's injury. So we're giving Brahim Diaz the start. Bernardo Silva comes back into the middle of the park to replace David Silva, and giving Jesus a start ahead of Aguero, who didn't find the net in the last game. So a couple of changes in there, but still a team that I believe could, and well, I say could, it should be able to put Crystal Palace to one side, as it were. Here is going to be confirmation of the lineup. Then you've got Edison in between the sticks. A back four, as usual, of Walker, Stones, Laporte and Mendy. The first change coming in the middle of three, where we see Bernardo Silva in there alongside Fernandinho and De Bruyne replacing David, as we've just mentioned, and Diaz, Jesus and Sane leading the line. Jesus coming in for Aguero and Diaz for Mahrez, as we've just discussed. As far as Crystal Palace are concerned, it's Speroni in goal, long-time servant for them. They've got a back four of Ward, Sacco, Tompkins and Van Arnholt. In front of them, a midfield of Townsend, Riedeveld, Milijevic and Serloff, and then leading the line, Benteke and Jordan Ayew. Not quite sure where Zaha is there. He must have left, I'm assuming, which is a big loss for Palace if that's the case. Jesus. Lots of room at the bottom here for Diaz if De Bruyne can find him, and he does. Look at Sane at that back stick. That's where we're looking. Leroy Sane. And just like that, we take the lead. And you've got to say again, Brahim Diaz heavily involved whenever this guy plays. Always needs to contribute, which is fantastic to see. He had far too much room along the bottom of the along the right-hand wing. De Bruyne found him with these, and look at these sort of balls to Leroy Sane. Fantastic stuff. Takes it in his stride. Doesn't have to change pace at all, and slams it past Speroni, and we get the goal that puts us into the lead. Lovely stuff. Look at that. Just stretches out a leg. Speroni, no chance. Couldn't quite get there. Just come out to Bernardo Silva here. We'll go with one with Bernardo. Finesse. Oh, tell you what. Speroni. We had the goal of the series so far in the last episode with David Silva. If that had occurred, that would have been right up there. Look at that for an effort from Bernardo. Top save, Speroni. De Bruyne. Diaz. First time into Jesus. Gets it back to Bernardo. Lovely ball to Sane. And that's 2-0. It's a brace for Leroy Sane. And it's another wonderful, wonderful goal. This time it's all about the team play. The one-touch passing and a beautiful move. Leroy Sane getting the brace. Like I say, 2 goals for him in this game. And we are cruising in this one. You can see here, picking up in a nice area. Jesus to Bernardo. Bernardo to Sane. First time. Not the most powerful effort, but the fact that I think he hits it first time. Catches out Speroni. Left-footed again. And 2-0 now. There should be no way Palace come back into this, really. Jesus wins it back well, though. He will find Diaz. Sane's on for a hat-trick here. First off, hat-trick for Sane. Got to be. He absolutely slams it in. And Leroy Sane, what a performance from him. Makes it 3-0. 3 chances, 3 goals. Sublime. Palace lose it in a really poor area, really. And they're so open there for the break. Sane, so much pairing that. He's never going to miss it. But yeah, Palace, the architects of their own downfall, and what a way to bounce back from that Everton result. 3-0 up before half-time here. Can't ask for any more than that. Laporte, lovely ball out wide from the centre-back to Brahim Diaz. Lovely bit of give and go there. Doesn't go to Diaz on the return though. It goes to Jesus. What can we do here? He's going to go alone, Jesus. And he makes it 4. The Brazilian gets his goal in this game that his performance has merited. Great link-up play. Great running from him all game long. And he finally gets a chance to get his name on the score sheet. And he takes it. Smashes it past Speroni in the top corner. did not stand a chance. The give and go was actually originally intended for Diaz. Went to Jesus though, and my word, no mercy from the striker. 4-0. This is as good as you're going to see. Game over, guys. Game over. Kyle Walker bringing it forward. Could there be one last goal in this game left just yet? De Jong does well. Jesus with Sane, who's already had his hat-trick. Can he get a fourth? Surely not. Leroy Sane. Great save by Speroni. And that is going to be that, guys. The full-time whistle blows. It's as comfortable a game as you're ever likely to see on this series. 4-0 win at home to Palace. Leroy Sane will take all of the headlines after getting a hat-trick and a magnificent performance, and rightfully so. However, Brahim Diaz, we started him today for his first time in the Premier League. Again, just did not disappoint. Got at least one assist in there for the 4 goals and was generally fantastic throughout. Diaz, you know, he's only 71 rated, but his performances reflect that of a much higher rated player, and again, just so impressive. You can see the Champions League draws also been done. I've not seen the outcome of this yet. There's our name being pulled out the hat, but who are we going to be playing? We've got Roma in the Champions League knockout. Not the easiest one we could have had by any stretch. Some other nice draws in there. Dortmund, Juventus, Inter, Liverpool, Benfica, Barcelona. Some big games there, and look forward to playing Roma in the Champions League now. Here we are then, guys, the final game of today's episode. Scissors travel to Leicester, to the King Power, for what is usually a very tricky away test. We've got Morris started against his former club. He'll be looking to impress. And also the team has been rotated slightly in other areas as well due to stamina. You know, the fixtures coming thick and fast now. We're in that Christmas, January period that can be make or break for a season. So we need to get some form going. We recovered from the last defeat that we had. But you can see here the table is very tight between us and Spurs at the top. Liverpool have dropped off massively. Man United now up into third. So at the minute, it's gone from a 3-horse race to a 2-horse race between us and Spurs. So this is how Leicester are going to line up. The Kasper Schmeichel in between the sticks of the back line of Gaspar, Benalawan, Maguire and Insua. Insua and Gaspar, 2 new signings for them on this series. They've got Ndidi and Amate holding down the midfield with Vasquez, Maddison and Pereira out wide. Vardy up top. Vasquez is a new signing for them. Not so Lucas from Real Madrid. Nice little signing there. Good bit of business from Leicester, and a slightly different team to what you'd expect, I suppose. But our lineup is about to pop up on the screen now. He's the very much familiar goalkeeper, of course, Edison. I don't think that ever changes in the league. Back four is slightly different. We've got Walker, Stones, Otamendi and Zinchenko. Again, these have all been due to stamina issues. Midfield 3 of De Bruyne, Frenkie de Jong and David Silva, and a front 3 of Mahrez, Aguero, and you're not going to be dropping Sane after the hat-trick in the last game, are you? So he starts out wide. Let's see if we can get the job done here. And he's Sane down the bottom. Aguero's carried on his run, but we're going to give it to David Silva. Through balls on in the middle. Can we get there? De Bruyne. Oh, smothered by Schmeichel. Couldn't quite get there. Corner whipped in. Got to deal with that. Well played. And it's a great save by Edison from the follow-up. I tell you what, early doors, Leicester aren't going down without a fight here. Putting in a solid performance so far in the first 10 minutes. Nice little scoop, and then he finds David Silva. Still David Silva. Mahrez has carried on his run. It could come to him, and it does fall to him. It's 1-0 City. Excuse me. Riyad Mahrez against his former team makes it 1-0. I think it's actually a little bit fortunate the way David Silva gets this across. Like a little heel-to-heel flick. Gets the ball across. Did he deflect it? Did deflect. Mahrez did really well to get to it on his weaker foot as well. Clips in off the post. And Mahrez makes it 1-0 against his former club. Had to be, didn't it? Had to be. Aero. Lovely little layoff. De Jong, go for it. Oh, still not scored for us. It was a good effort. Mahrez to get it straight back across. And wow. Deep ball finds Sane. It wasn't meant to be that deep. It's a good touch from Insua to take him away from Walker. But I tell you what, his pace got him back in there. But he managed to get the ball away quickly. Pereira, great effort. How has that not got in? No, it has. Leicester about level, and you can't say they've not threatened. I'm not quite sure how the initial effort didn't go in, to be completely honest with you, but they get there on the rebound. I think it's Pereira. Look at this. Very strong effort. Good save by Edison. That rattles the post. And it's Jamie Vardy, I think, that gets on the end of it. Of course, it's Vardy. Who else for Leicester? And they pull it back 1-1 after we just missed a really good chance as well. Need to stop the cross. That's a great ball in. 2-1 down. It's Lucas Vasquez, the new signing for them. I was saying, like, we need to stop the cross, but I'm doing nothing to actually stop the cross there. He had so much chance to pick him out. It's Zinchenko that's been caught out at the back stick. Can't get back in there. It's a lovely cushioned volley from Vasquez, and we find ourselves 2-1 down. 2 very quick fire goals from Leicester. We need to bounce back here. Sane Sane, well played. Finds Mahrez, chance for a goal, and Riyad Mahrez rockets one in. We have seen him do it so many times in a Leicester shirt, and he does it here for us in the City shirt, but not of Leicester, for Manchester City. It's double for him against his former club. Lovely, lovely goal, this one though. There's an element of fortune about the first one. This one though, absolutely clean as a whistle, that strike. Kasper Schmeichel, no chance. And right at the start of the second half, we're back in the game, and that is the perfect response. What a strike from Mahrez. So clean, that one. Need to get to that. Oh, it's a good header, that one. Still not clear though. Balls to Insu. That's a good ball as well. He's onside. It's Pereira. And it's 3-2 to Leicester, and out of nowhere they've taken the lead again. This really reminds me of that game we had against Bournemouth a couple of episodes, in the missing episode actually. You will listen to highlights of it, where it was like every time they go forward they're finding the net. We need to defend better and we need to be more clinical. We'll do well to get 3 points out of this one now. David Silva looking for De Bruyne again. Plays it on one. Aguero. Mahrez. He's got a chance for a hat-trick here. Riyad Mahrez. Great finish. Straight back level. And Mahrez has got a hat-trick against his former employer. Absolutely mental that that's happened. But as soon as they scored, because we scored straight away from the kick-off, still 20 minutes to go. We need to win this game. This is so much like the Bournemouth one. We found a win there. We need to do the same here. Come on, look at this. Lovely ball out wide. I second thought about this. I had a second guess there about whether to shoot or not because of how wide I was, but lovely finish. Look at this. Man on the line as well. Almost clips him on the arm there, the defender. It goes in, and that's his back level straight away. Come on. Aguero finds David Silva. About to be subbed off David Silva, as is Leroy Sane. Both of them have had pretty quiet games, to be honest, for their standards. De Bruyne. Mahrez is down the bottom, and that's where we've gone. He's already got a hat-trick, and that's lovely play for Mahrez. Sells the defender. Oh, tries to chop back inside, doesn't quite happen, and that's a goal kick. So make a triple change here, 15 minutes to go. On come the cavalry. We've taken off Aguero, we've taken off Leroy Sane, and we've taken off David Silva. On in their place, we've got Gabriel Jesus, Brahim Diaz, who of course has been in great form, and also Bernardo Silva. Can we get all 3 points? And Iheanacho's come on here for Leicester for the last 10 minutes. It'd be a story if he was to score. When we get a good save out of Schmeichel from the corner there. We've got 5 minutes to go. Can we get a winner? Can Leicester get a winner? Iheanacho, flipping heck. What an interception from Frankie de Jong. This game is end to end right now. Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. Mahrez is at the bottom. We've gone to Mahrez. Options on the edge. It's Gabriel Jesus. I kind of didn't expect him to get that. Bernardo Silva. Ah, it's blocked out. We probably could have gone with Jesus initially there. It didn't. I wasn't ready for it almost, and that's terrible. Jamie Vardy could be in. Slides it forward. Ah, it's going to be a free kick to Leicester, and this is probably going to be the end of the game as well. We're not going to get a chance to break, I don't think. Leicester launch it forward. Are we going to concede? It's going to go out for a goal kick, and it's going to end 3-3. Very much like the Bournemouth game, as I've already mentioned, but we couldn't quite find the winner. Mahrez gets a hat-trick, so that's back-to-back hat-tricks for us. Mahrez in this game, and Leroy Sane in the one prior. We had 3 shots on target as well. Great performance from Mahrez. Couldn't quite find the winner, though, unfortunately. You can see from the stats here, Leicester have had 15 shots. We've had 8. Maybe we're a bit lucky to get away with the draw there on reflection of that, but despite what the stats say, it felt like we dominated. So here is the league table to end off the episode, and my word, 19 games in, exactly halfway through the season, ourselves and Tottenham are level on points. This is a competition, this Premier League, this season, that could go all the way. United in third, 6 points behind, so kind of a 2-horse race. But if one of us slip up, then obviously United could come into the equation, but the goal differences is what's keeping us at the moment. 21 plus 21, 7 clear of Tottenham, which is a great advantage to have, but so close on the points, exactly level at this stage. That is going to end off the episode though, guys. Like I said at the very start, this is realistically, your comments in this video are the last chance to influence the January transfer market. So let me know what you want me to do in regards to that in the comment section down below. Then leave a big thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode as well. But that's going to end it off. I hope you do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for your support on the channel and on this series as always. And I'll speak to you on the next video, guys. Nidge out.